She could even hear people's thoughts and feel their feelings. But no child wants to be different, so she was always struggling to pretend that this spooky stuff wasn't happening. She longed to be just like everybody else. Ruby's friend, Sophia D'Angelo, who teaches classes on intuition at the cave and is very wise about such things, says that the same thing happens to a great many psychics when they are children. People don't understand us, Sophia says. We don't fit in. We're different, which means that we try very hard to suppress who we are and what we can do just so we can be like everybody else, and that's a shame, don't you think? As a teacher and coach, Sophia urges Ruby to learn to use her psychic abilities rather than disavow them. You won't be a whole person until you integrate all the parts of yourself, she often says. You're a strong woman now, Ruby. Imagine who you could be if you deliberately channeled your intuitive power. But Ruby is still reluctant. She learned long ago the importance of avoiding situations where she might be tempted to use her abilities. Trespassing in another person's mind feels like an unpardonable invasion of privacy. When she's inadvertently drawn in, she gets out as fast as she can. She's uncomfortable when it comes to making predictions. What if she tells so-and-so that this and that may come about, and the person counts on it, and it doesn't happen? What gives her the right to tinker with other people's futures? What's more, there are dark places in the human mind, in some minds anyway, where she doesn't want to go. Hate is there, and fury, and lust, and revenge. Terrifying fantasies, primitive instincts, irresistible urges, obsessions. Once she's swimming inside somebody's head, she runs the risk of drowning in whatever's in there, no matter how ugly and hateful it is. So she stays on shore. The Crystal Cave is safe for her. It's a sheltering haven where she can flirt with the fun of being psychic without being swallowed up by it. She's okay. She's fine, with little parlor tricks, like the readings she does for friends with her Ouija board, or the I Ching or the tarot. But even those can be risky when something serious shows up and she feels duty-bound to plunge into it. So she sets limits. She's careful not to get sucked into somebody's stuff unless it's so compelling she can't help herself. When that happens, and it does sometimes, it's a huge drain on her emotional and physical energies. It's like being suddenly charged by an enormous power surge or jolted by a mini lightning bolt. She's plugged in, turned on, energized, manic even. When the power goes off, the energy ebbs swiftly, and she's drained, exhausted, limp. It takes a while to become herself again. She's afraid sometimes that she won't. Pecan Springs is halfway between Austin and San Antonio on the eastern rim of the ruggedly beautiful Texas Hill Country. Ruby was raised here, unlike China, who is a refugee from Houston. And she's watched the town grow and change, for the better, some say, others for the worse. About growth, Ruby is ambivalent. She loves having lots of customer traffic in her shop. She doesn't love getting stuck in traffic when she goes shopping. Tourists are terrific when they're browsing the shelves in the cave. They're terrible when she's standing in a long line of them in the mall. But most residents agree with the Chamber of Commerce, which brags that Pecan Springs is a small town with big dreams and an even bigger heart. The big dreams are on brazen display along the east side of I-35, where the chain retailers and the hotels and the outlet shops keep popping up like so many toadstools after a warm spring rain. The big-hearted part of Pecan Springs is tucked away in the cedar-covered hills to the west of the interstate, where the original German settlers built the old